In the last lecture, we have seen some of the important properties of second and third row transition element. In particular, we have seen the position of these two transition series into the periodic table. We have also seen the electronic configuration of all the 20 elements of second and third row transition metal ion, and also we have seen the abundance as well as general properties and some of the uses of these second and third row transition metal ion. In this lecture, I am planning to give you some of the more important properties of second and third row transition metal ion. In particular, we are going to learn about the trends in atomic as well as ionic radii of these elements. We will also see how density varies in these metal ion. We will also have a look towards the melting and boiling point of this metal ion, ionization energy and the variable oxidation state possessed by second and third row transition metal ion. At the end of the lecture, I am going to introduce to you about the reactivity and magnetic properties of these transition metal ion. So, now this table shows some of the general physical properties of second transition series. As you can see, second transition series starts with the yttrium having atomic number 39, and as I told, in the second transition series 1 electron is added into the 4d subcell, leading to 4d1 electronic configuration for first element and 4d10 electronic configuration for the last element of the second transition series, cadmium, having atomic number 48. In addition to the outer electronic configuration, the atomic size in PM is being given in this table. As you can see, it is going to decrease as we move from left to right in the series and reaches minimum in the middle of the series, and again almost remains constant up to the second last element, that is silver, and there is a slightly increase in the size at the end of the series. In addition to the atomic size, ionic size for various cation is also represented in this table. The same trend is observed for the ionic radius as for the atomic radius. The crystal structure adapted by these metal ion is also depicted in the table. You will see that maximum of these metal ion is having HCP crystal structure. Some of them also exist in the BCC as well as FCC structure. The densities of these metal ion in gram per ml unit is also depicted. The melting points and boiling points of some of the metal ion is also depicted, and the stable oxidation state. Although let me remind you here that these metal ion exist in variable oxidation state, and one of the metal ion possess more than one oxidation state, but the stable oxidation state is also depicted into the table. You will see that some of like zirconium can have +4 oxidation state. Similarly, ruthenium or rhodium can have +3 oxidation state as a stable oxidation state, while the silver mostly found in +1 oxidation state. The data for first ionization energy in kilojoule per mole unit and electronegativity and heat of vaporization of this second row transition metal ion is also listed in this table. This table is showing the similar data for some of the important physical as well as chemical properties of third transition series metal ion. As you are aware, the third series starts with the first element lanthanum having atomic number 57. The very second element is hafnium having 72 atomic number. In between this, we have 14 elements called lanthanides having different electronic configuration, and they are also called as inner transition element. We are not going to touch upon the chemistry of these elements as it is totally different, and in the other units you will be learning about these lanthanides as well as actinides. There are two series of inner transition element, the one having a 4f electron, 4f valence shell, and the other having 5f valence shell, that is lanthanides and actinides. As you can see, progressively the 1 electron is added into the 5d subshell of the metal ion, and at the end of the series the 5d orbital is completely occupied with the electron, giving rise to 5d10 6s2 electronic configuration to the last element mercury having atomic number 80 in this series. In addition to the atomic number and electronic configuration, the same physical properties are also mentioned. As you can see, like second row transition element, the crystal structure is also having HCP, BCC and FCC for these metal ion. The boiling point and melting point of the third row transition metal are very high compared to second row transition metal ion. Some of the stable oxidation state is also mentioned. You will see that the rhenium, osmium and iridium along with platinum and gold can exist in more than 2 oxidation state, and both these oxidation state are most stable. In particular, rhenium can have +2 as well as +7, osmium can have +4 and +6 as a stable oxidation state, and gold can have +3 as well as +1 oxidation state stable at room temperature. The data for ionization energy, electronegativity and heat of fusion as well as heat of vaporization are also depicted in this table for the third row transition metal ion. Now, after seeing the data, same thing we can see graphically. This picture shows the vertical trend in the key properties within the third transition series along with the first and second transition series. You can see that how atomic radius, electronegativity, first ionization energy and density changes as we move from first element to the last element of group 3 to group 12 in the first, second and third row transition metal ion. We will going to understand each of this property one by one now. Let us take first about the atomic and ionic radii. The atomic and ionic radii decreases as we move from left to right. However, there is a slight increase in the radii at the end of the series. This is due to increase in repulsion due to almost completely filled d orbital. In fact, in second and third transition series, the last 3 elements are having 4d10 or 5d10 electronic configuration. Because of fully filled d orbital, there will be repulsion among the electron, which will causes a slight increase in atomic as well as ionic radii in these elements. There is a decrease in the size as we go from left to right from each of the series. There is a increase in the radius in going from the 3D to 4D metal, but 4D and 5D metal have remarkably similar in size. The size of the 4D and 5D metal is almost identical to each other. The phenomenon is result of lanthanide contraction. You will be learning about the lanthanide contraction and its consequences in the chemistry of inner transition element, that is lanthanides and actinides. But at this juncture, it is worth to mention that the similarities in the properties of second and third transition element in general and atomic and ionic radii in particular is because of lanthanide contraction. The lanthanide contraction cancels almost exactly the normal size increase on descending a group of a transition element. The covalent radii of hafnium and the ionic radii of hafnium in +4 oxidation state are actually smaller than the corresponding values of zirconium. So, this figure again shows the variation in atomic radii with atomic number for the second and third transition series. You will see that there is a similar trend is observed in case of a elements of second and third transition series. The trend is quite similar for the first transition series also, but the size of the second and third row transition elements is almost similar and they are little higher than the first row transition series elements. Let us now understand about the densities of these metal ion. The densities of the second row are high and third row are even higher. The two elements, particularly osmium and iridium, is having almost very high density. The osmium is having 22.57 gram per centimeter density, while iridium is having 22.61 gram per centimeter density. How high this figure are? To get a feel of this, let us take one example. If you have a football made up of an osmium having around 30 centimeter in diameter, then because of high density of osmium, this football will be weighing around 320 kg. Just imagine a small football made up of osmium can weigh as much as almost a 1/3 of the ton, that is 320 kg. So, therefore, osmium and iridium is having highest density at room temperature. This figure shows the trend or variation in the densities of second and third row transition elements as we move from left to right. As we mentioned earlier that the densities are going to change in systematic fashion, and in the middle of the series it is highest and it will again slightly decreases. However, as we go from 3D to 4D to 5D, densities is also increases and it is highest for 4D transition series element. That is, the third row element is having highest density than the second as well as first row transition metal ion. The next important property is the melting point as well as boiling point of these transition elements or transition metal ion. There are few exceptions, of course, particularly the lanthanum and silver, which melts almost below 100 degree centigrade. There is a notable exceptions for cadmium, which is having 321 degree centigrade, and for mercury having -38 degree centigrade melting point. In fact, you are aware that mercury is the only metal which exists in the liquid state at room temperature and it melts at -38 degrees centigrade. Other than mercury, no metal ion can exist in the liquid state at room temperature. Almost all are solid at room temperature. They behave atypically because of the D cell is complete, and all of you are aware by now that the d electron do not participate in the metallic bonding, and because of this they are having this value of melting point as well as boiling point. The figure shows the trend or variation in the melting and boiling point, or in other words the enthalpy of atomization. So, a large number of unpaired electrons take part in the bonding, so they have very strong metallic bond. All these metal ions have unpaired electron in their electronic structure, and because of the unpaired electron, the melting point as well as boiling point of these metal ions are very high. You can see again the similar trend which was observed in case of a density is also observed for the melting point and boiling point of second and third row transition metal ion. The next important property is ionization energy. All of you are aware that ionization energy represents the ease with which you have to remove the electron from the transition metal ion. And in fact, ionization energy of d block metal ion or transition metal ion is intermediate to those of S as well as p block element. The values for the first ionization energy vary over a wide range from 541 kilojoule per mole for the lanthanum to almost 1007 kilojoule per mole for mercury. These are comparable with the values of the lithium and carbon respectively. So, you can say that the lanthanum is having ionization energy almost near to carbon. Due to almost same size of the second and third row transition series, they show almost same value of ionization energy. A particular feature of the third ionization energy against atomic number is discontinuity between technetium and ruthenium in the second row and rhenium and osmium in the third row. This reflects the additional energy is required to break into the half filled subcell. The pictorial variation in the first ionization energy with atomic number for all three transition series is depicted in this picture. You will see that as we move from left to right, the ionization energy is going to increase slowly, and very similar trend is found for second and third row transition element compared to first row transition element. This figure shows the variation in ionization energy with atomic number for the second row of the d block. You can see that more than one ionization energy, that is first, second and third ionization energy is plotted against the atomic number in this figure, and very similar trend is found for all the three ionization energy. However, the first ionization energy is always lower compared to the second ionization energy, which in turn lower than the third ionization energy. This is because, as you are aware, when you remove one electron, then there will be extra positive charge will be created, and therefore, the additional electron removal will be slightly difficult. The next important and striking feature about the second and third row transition element is existence of these elements or metal ion into variable oxidation state. The elements of second and third row do not show identical pyramid of oxidation state as it was seen in case of first row transition element. In iron family, we have a osmium and ruthenium which shows the oxidation state almost up to +8, and these +8 oxidation state is a stable oxidation state for these metal ion, as the osmium can have osmium tetroxide and ruthenium can have ruthenium tetroxide almost stable at room temperature. The variable oxidation state in these metal ion can be from negative to almost +8 in case of osmium and ruthenium. Rhenium has a widest range of an oxidation state, as rhenium can exist in -3 oxidation state to almost +7 oxidation state. This figure represents the different variable oxidation state of the elements of first, second and third transition series elements together. You can see that in the first row transition element, there is a systematic pyramid is observed in case of a variation in the oxidation state. However, this pyramid is slightly discontinued or different in case of a second and third row transition element. One thing is noted in this pyramid is that some of the element in the middle of the series can possess an highest oxidation state and it is going to be decrease as we move towards the end of the series. In the tabular form, the different variable oxidation state for the second row transition element is shown. The figures in the parenthesis is the less stable oxidation state of these metal ion. So, therefore, you can understand that technetium can have only +4 as an stable oxidation state. However, +6 and +7 oxidation state for technetium is possible, but they are slightly unstable at room temperature. Similarly, as I mentioned, silver have +1 and sometimes +2 are the stable oxidation state. Rarely silver can have +3 oxidation state. And as we have mentioned earlier, there is not regular pyramid as it was observed in case of a first row transition element is observed in second row transition element. The next table shows the variation in the oxidation state as we move from lanthanum to the mercury in the third transition series element. Here also there is some of the irregularities in the variation in the oxidation state. However, in the middle of the series, rhenium is having maximum oxidation state and it is going to be decreased as we move from rhenium to osmium to iridium to the gold, and finally, we have a mercury only exist in two different oxidation state +1 and +2. In the different terminology, old terminology, mercury can have +1 that is mercurous and mercuric that is +2 oxidation state. The highest oxidation state available to an element is usually found among its compound with two most electronegative element, that is fluorine and oxygen. So, that an examination of the binary fluorides and oxides of the transition element should reveal their maximum chemically attainable oxidation state. The stoichiometric oxides and fluorides of the second and third row elements are given into the next table. The elements osmium and ruthenium shows maximum oxidation state with oxygen and with the fluorine in their compound. So, now let us inspect various oxides and halides of the second row transition series element. Now, as you can see, the oxides and halides of these elements can have in +2 oxidation state, in +3, +4 as well as +5 oxidation state. Say for example, we have a niobium can have niobium oxide having +2 oxidation state. It can exist in various halides in +3 oxidation state, say for example, iodide. It can also exist in +4 oxidation state in oxides and some halides, and niobium pentoxide Nb2O5 have +5 oxidation state in its oxide. Similarly, NbI5 iodide having +5 oxidation state in their halide. For all other second row transition element, the oxides and halides are listed in this table. The other than +5 oxidation state, some of the halides and oxides can also exist in the higher oxidation state, namely +6 as well as +7. Particularly, the technetium can have +7 oxidation state in their oxide, namely technetium oxide having formula Tc2O7. Ruthenium, as we have mentioned, can exist in +8 oxidation state, and the oxide of ruthenium having +8 oxidation state is ruthenium oxide RuO4. Some of the other compound are also mentioned in this table for second row transition element. Similar table for the third row transition element is shown in this figure. Here also some of the element, particularly oxides and halides, having different oxidation state ranging from +2 to +5 and +7 as well as +8 will be shown. The worth to mention here is the different oxides and halides of the tungsten. Tungsten can have tungsten tetrachloride, that is WCl4, as well as tungsten pentachloride WCl5, and you can have WCl6 tungsten hexachloride. Similarly, platinum also can have a different oxides and halides having different oxidation states. Gold also can exist in +3 oxidation state in some of the oxide and in some of the halide. Other than +3, the other oxides and halides of gold is almost unknown. Similarly, for mercury, we can have the oxides and halides in +2 oxidation state. Other higher oxides or halides for this element is do not found. As I was talking about, tungsten can have halides and oxides in +6 oxidation state also. Osmium can have osmium fluoride OSF7 having +7 oxidation state, as well as oxide of osmium OSO4 having almost +8 oxidation state. So, this is all are the different oxides and halides of the third row transition element. What about the reactivity of these second and third row transition metal ion? Many of the metal are sufficiently electropositive to react with the mineral acid liberating hydrogen, but few of them are having very low standard electrode potential and remain almost unreactive or noble. Noble character is favored by high enthalpies of sublimation, high ionization energy and low enthalpy of solvation. This tendency to noble character is more pronounced in particularly platinum metals, that is ruthenium, rhodium, palladium, osmium, iridium and platinum, and also the noble character of a gold is also known. Even if you put this metal ion into the acid, particularly platinum and gold will remain unaffected even with nitric acid. These noble characteristics of this metal ion attracts its attention in the manufacturing of the ornaments and in the jewelry. The next important property of these metal ion is their magnetic property. One of the important characteristics of the heavier element is that they tend to give low spin compound, which means that in oxidation state where there is an odd number of d electron, there is a frequently only one unpaired electron, and ion with having even number of d electron are often diamagnetic. There is a two reason for this intrinsically greater tendency of spin pairing. Firstly, the 4d and 5d orbital are spatially larger than 3d orbital, so that double occupation of an orbital produces significantly less interelectronic repulsion. Secondly, a given set of a light atoms produces longer splitting of 5d than the 4d orbitals, and in both larger splitting than for the 3d orbital. So, that is to say most of the compound of second and third row transition elements exist in the low spin state. This is in contrast to those of first row transition elements, which can exist in low spin as well as high spin state at room temperature. This is because of these two reasons which we have just mentioned. So, in summary, we have seen the trend in atomic and ionic radii of these elements. We have also seen about the variation in the densities. In particular, we have seen the densities of osmium and iridium are very high. Melting point and boiling point of these metal ion, and there is a trend in the ionization energy, first, second and third ionization energy. The existence of these metal ion into different oxidation state, that is variable oxidation state possessed by the transition metal ion in second and third series. And also we have seen about the reactivity of the metal ion, that most of this metal ion is having a noble character, in particular the platinum group of metal and gold, and in the end we have seen that most of this are existing in the low spin state. With this lecture is we are completing. In the next lecture, I am going to tell you something more interesting property of the second and third row transition element, and also we are going to learn about the comparison of second and third row transition element with those of first row transition element.